in the past 3 days, we've gone through a lot of process in trying to actualize the target this time around. Now, the first day was actually a training where we brought in 3 policy experts, gender policy experts. Dr. Clara Ifayobi is the acting head, Department of Agricultural Extension and Development Studies. She's an award fellow. She's a big name in the gender issue in Nigeria, well, an international figure. We also brought in Professor Yukeri Awanchi, who is the Director of Academic Planning for the University of Port Harcourt, another very powerful voice in the issue of policy and also gender. She was the immediate past, or she is the immediate past, I think, president of the Organization for Women in Science and Development in the University of Port Harcourt. And then we brought in Professor Allen, who used to be the director of the Center for Gender Studies and currently director Center for Politics, another very strong force in gender-related matters. So the 3 of them came and trained participants, again, which cut across these 5 stakeholders in the University of Port Harcourt. We used that to start the process. And then the second day, we went into an interactive session where we presented a draft policy of the University of Port Harcourt, gender policy for the University of Port Harcourt. And stakeholder, it was a very robust session. Like my PI said that day, it went beyond even his expectations, and truly I was surprised. I didn't know the engagement was going to be so robust. I think it was more engaging thanks to my friend and sister, Dr. A former barrister doctor, a former Agbo from Faculty of Law, who came with her team, because I realized we cannot complete this without the lawyers backing us up. So she did well for us by bringing a bunch of team members from the faculty, students, and also faculty members, and they added value to the deliberation that day. In fact, it was like we shouldn't end the session that day. It was very robust, and we had a lot of engagement. So they helped us draft they helped us improve upon the draft that we presented before the team that day. And today, which is going to be the 3rd day, we actually want to present the revised version of what we looked at the 2nd day. So that's what we're here to do today. So we'll roll out that document, present before the House, and then we talk generally about the way forward.
Okay, let me just deviate a little, and we'll come back. Gender equality and Nigerian cultural background and tradition. Is it possible that we can attain equality in gender? I know naturally social frame, there is no equality. There must be a hierarchy. Someone must be above. So when we say gender equality, how do we balance the social theory of there must be hierarchy, somebody must be above? And the glamour of gender equality, I think some persons are taking it from the radical. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, the feminists, maybe from that angle. Well, because of our cultural inclinations, it's not going to be easy. Not that it will not be possible. Because the awareness in contemporary times is higher than it used to be. I, for one, I speak for both genders. Anywhere I am, even if I have to give the female gender an advantage to be part of the system, I'm ready to do that. We need to carry every person along, not minding their gender, whether you're a male or you're a female. So I'm an advocate for this. So maybe, possibly that's why Providence brought me into this scenario. I'm a realist. It may sound like it's not possible, but it's possible. We're already achieving it. If you watch what happened on the 2nd day, you realize it was a very robust session. We need people to have their voices heard. We need the issue of sexual harassment, which is really so serious this time around, to be managed. Many persons cannot express themselves when they experience such things. When they are underrepresented, when they are undervalued, it's difficult for them to come out in the open to speak. So this is like a platform to enable people to speak out, sensitizing people, creating the awareness. We've produced a lot of flyers. We want to share the awareness. We want to use the University of Port Harcourt as a level. In fact, I've already started having a request from sister institutions. How can we partner together? How can you come and bring us such a thing in our place? I said, well, we applied for, it was a call that came and we had to apply. In fact, I had to link one of such persons to a recent call, which is ongoing now. We're hoping to apply for that too, a gender call also. So I said, well, you can start with that. It's a small one, but you can start with that. We can now come in to work together. So yeah, it may look like it's not possible. It's possible. Between 2015 and 2018, we had a similar scenario. That scenario, what played out there was they needed a balance between the genders, male and female. Unfortunately, it wasn't really easy because the challenge, like we said earlier, the cultural side of it. Many husbands don't find it too comfortable for their wives to just go over like that. But then, the truth is, with education, I think we're able to leverage on it, and that's why people should be aware, people should be adequately sensitized, people should know that we are equal.
Okay, let's come back home. This is a grant, and you have some persons who are sponsored this grant. How can you, those are partners, the best way to appreciate what they have done so far?
Well, I think that would lead to sustainability. We're already working on other things. Even before this, we have started doing something. But just that it didn't click. So this is the first. So now that this has clicked, it's just going to open the way for more opportunity to partner. Because when a partnership is established, you are opening doors for stronger partnership. So we are going to sustain the partnership. We're having a meeting next week again for something we're still working on. We already started a partnership. This is just a channel for more.
We'll go where such biases exist. I think we can go with this. If there is a center in this university, or there is a particular institute in this university or aspect of this university where there exists gender biases and stereotyping in the content of the curriculum, I think it calls for a review. I think if we have such okay, in the absence of any objection, let's move to the second one. Provide bias training for educators and staff to promote inclusive. So I don't know what is bias training here. Unbiased. No, it cannot even be unbiased. To provide. Let us say to provide training. Okay. Okay, let's move bias.
Provide training.
But inclusive teaching practices, to promote inclusive teaching practices, won't that solve the issue of the bias we're trying, I mean the gender we're trying to do? When inclusive is used to promote inclusive training, I think it is. I think that covers what. Yes, sir.
Please, it's also important we narrow down what this last one provide training. Yes. A few weeks ago, I went to Abuja campus. I was in Abuja campus. I saw bus drivers and some of our students, female students, having issues, and the things I heard from the bus drivers was so appalling. If I wasn't going somewhere that day, I would have had an application with these bus drivers. So it's also important, while we're talking to them, let us also narrow it down to bus drivers on our campuses, because you see the issues they have with our female students every day.
The students are with staff.
No, let me talk about our female students. If you see the issues they have with them every day, you'll be so shocked.
So what are the issues?
Issues like a student will give the bus driver money, give my change, the next thing you get abuses. You see, the thing is, they call them names. These bus drivers are supposed to talk to them every day. Please stop. These bus drivers, if they mention giving my change, just say that is Asha was so in office, you can abuse them. And you can abuse them. And when they call you these names, as a girl, you will be comfortable. Even me as as a man, there are some things you call me, I won't be comfortable with it. So let us narrow it down to these bus drivers on campuses. So while we're talking about teachers.
Okay, I think they are part of our stakeholders.
Yes.
So it is.
It's not just the bus driver, all these people that come. The cameramen can stay around. The other day at Delta Park, one of the cameramen can stay there. Used it to hit a girl. And the blood was flowing. We call the security man behind you.
No, it is our work. You see, that's what I say. Knowledge is power. We've had an experience when I was on basic building. One security officer just punched my student and they just were doing GS exam. No, is it GS? Yeah, GS. You see why they exam? And they called him. By the time we bombed the man, they beat him up like everything's grandma and all that. Shout man. That's our work. So that's what I'm trying to say. If we don't know, we won't know what to do. If that information got to us, that man will regret ever doing that and will never do it again. Because we are here, we are saying that gender matters and what? Humanity matters. It is not, it's a human rights issue, the bias here of this time. So if you find any gender issue and you don't let us know, we won't be efficient. In fact, that security officer, they moved him. By the time I called their CSO, the chief of security officer, they came, beat him up before me. If I stripped him, I said, correct. Till tomorrow, he respects me. And now, he's friendly with our students. Please, let us know some of this information. Because it's very appalling. He's still there. We'll send him back in the shop.
At what point do we call the gender center? At what point do we report to the student affairs? Because we don't have the hotlines or the channel to get.
Let me tell you, I have had contact with students, even security, where they are not. See, even the students are friends. We discover they don't think they are students. Because the report she gave, I think the Ivy faculty professors, for a student who is, in fact, a serial raper of females on this campus, telling students, say, I'm in contact with this and this. We will have to strictly make sure that mistake will reduce it. It's our work. And that is why, if you are not passionate, please, if they give you gender director, don't take. Don't take. Because you must be passionate about this thing. It's an aspect of activism. Because you see these things live. You talk about them because you are an agent of change. Please, I don't know, I will soon go, whoever they will give that position. If you are not passionate, don't take it. Because you can't sleep when you see a few things and hear a few things. Please let us know so that we know if students have issues, if they go to security, men are involved, they do it the men way. They go to they go to students affairs, they do it the men's way. We won't get results. Please send it to the gender center so that we'll be able to have information and follow it up. If the center gender moves and goes to either security or student union, you know that they will not play that matter. I hope you know. And because they know that another force is there. Thank you.
Okay, so okay, so we still have any time okay, so I think we have to now break up. It's okay. So thank you very much.
The remaining one, what we have agreed, that's so that the secretary will be able to get it, identify the gap, put the objective, put the strategy. The strategies are almost there.
Okay, for the ones we've done.
For those we've not done, so that she just picks them up.
Okay.
They identify the gap, the objective, and then we move on.
This I still have a combination. Sorry. 4.5. The second line. Provide training. Training must be on something. Let us not leave it hanging like that. What training?
What about to promote inclusive teaching?
That's not the training. That's the purpose. But what is the training? Because we say we are not Let's spell it out.
So what are the next policy?
For educators.
That's already captured. What factor?
For educators and staff to promote teaching practice.
We have said that only educators and staff are mentioned.
Let's look at what the service providers.
We call them stakeholders. We have agreed that there will be a definition section where those who constitute the stakeholders will be mentioned.
So you mentioned something in 4.2.
Yes.
Sorry, we'll just go back to that. Set up an anonymous reporting system and provide
Or just the com,
access
just
to
the com,
services for victims. So I told my friend something.
from where you dey come
From time to time, it is important to
stop
review
immediately.
the anonymous system set up.
Yes, there's a provision for review of all these things. It is not a no
Because of saying that the man
strategy.
was
Yes. All right. So we move to the next one. And so what we are just supposed, what we are just going to do here is, Bob, it's just identifying the gaps. Okay. So for the rest, let's just run through them. Let's just run through them. We are no longer going to say much about the strategies that are already here. It's just to look at with the strategies we are seeing. Is there a gap? If there's any gap that comes to mind, we add. If there's none, we move on so that we can maximize the time left. So health and reproductive rights. We already have an objective, and then so we have these two.
Someone had said we should remove comprehensive somewhere and health issues.
Ensure access to comprehensive health services.
We should change to
Adequate health services, including reproductive education.
Can I say something?
Yes, Prof.
I thought it's a privilege to try discussion. The reason is that there's already both staff and students. So if you're asking that this will be provided, so what's the place of NHIS? It is already available for everyone. Of course, if you're registered in NHIS scheme and you go to Lulu Base, they will attend to you. So we have to be sure that we are not mixing up these two things. Because it's accessible.
Access, ensure
Access. The access is there. Once you're registered, you have the access.
access is the victim at this point, at the point of any abuse or something.
And the point of abuse, okay for the students.
Yes, well, if you are those who will help to receive the person, will not take the person to the health center where the person gets this. But first of all, when the first aid was done by those who will come and contact the person. That's why I say adequate. And the health practitioners will do their work, but those who will receive.
Okay, yeah, but even at that, like the one we're just talking about, I know that what I am.
And we agree on what you have decided today. Then I'll go after the management to do their own part of the deal. Does it make any sense to you?
Yes.
So what I mean is that I'm going to hold the management accountable because they cannot waste a whopping sum of £25,000. That is what this project was. You can convert it with the local currency. That's what the British Council released to get this developed. Though you may have your policy, but we are now working to improve it. not only to improve it, we want to see it implemented. And so that is the essence of the international partnership. So at the end of the day, there will be some kind of mechanism to monitor, to ensure that the project is implemented, and also drop a roadmap where improvement will continue until we get to some extent that we can say, yeah, something is working. So having said that, I was in Lagos last week, and everyone was like, when I made presentation from our preliminary finding, everyone was very interested. And the key feedback is that they want this project to be extended beyond University of Port Harcourt, which I promised them. So the good news which has started would continue to spread, and it will be a good story that it all started from University of Port Harcourt. So thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
So, sir, can I meet you? What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Andrew Perebi Ideyi. I'm a final year student of the Faculty of Law, University of Port Harcourt.
All right, sir. You've been engaged in a training, Gender Equality Policy Project. Just tell me, what are the new things? What can you say about this project?
Yeah, what is new for me is that I saw a committee put together who genuinely wants to see a better representation of underrepresented gender in the University of Port Harcourt. And I think it's just the right way to go, because this is the 21st century, the AI age, and I think the University of Port Harcourt should not be left behind. So I think it's, for me, I just see the passion, I see the desire of the team to work with stakeholders to bring out a policy that will be acceptable to all, to the management and to the people, in ensuring that the University of Port Harcourt becomes that university where, when you talk about the issue of gender equality, it comes number one.
So two major things we'll do here is to ratify, if I call it that word, what we deliberated upon in the last session. So we're able to extract the deliberations and revise that draft that we looked at. Now, what is missing, like some of you have observed, is the objectives. I've not been able to marry them with identify under the implementation strategies. There was no time to do that. It's not like
You think I can?
I was even surprised that Anne would get them out for me. She assured me she was going to get I told her to let me just screenshot. She said, don't worry, that she'll get the types. 2 a.m. I couldn't believe it. So I had to start work. Effective corrections, rushing the observations. I think there were 2 pages. So I had to get that one out, studied, to now begin to effect corrections on the draft. So I couldn't really impute objectives under the implementation strategies as you mentioned. That we'll be able to do that after now. So what we want to do today is to skim through. If you still have any observations, just note them, and then we'll pick it up from there, so that we will ceremoniously adopt these documents. We'll still have a process to go through. By the time we finish this, going back and as a team, we still have our work to do, and then the university has its own work. This document will go through SCAP. SCAP is an acronym for Senate Committee on Academic Policies and Programs. It's after it has been approved at SCAP, it will now go to Senate. The Senate will now stamp it. It now becomes a working document for the university. So that's the process. So what I want you to do now is maybe we'll take like 5 minutes or so, skim through and see if there are other things, including the objectives. Just if you have to write whatever, just write it.